do like that outside ashigarami setup that we did, the drill. So we're gonna be here. Boom, outside ashigarami, meaning his leg is on the outside, his foot's in the hip. He's pinching his knee to his heel or calf muscle to make it nice and tight. CJ extends his hips, takes TK to the ground. He's gonna wrap his arm around TK's ankle. In that way, not around the heel, around the ankle. This can go anywhere from his lower calf to right above his ankle, his foot, right? CJ's gonna bring his hand up the front, locking his hands, creating more pressure. And then the finish to this is CJ looks up and extends his hips. Now, depending on where his forearm under the calf is gonna be pain, 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 but the injury comes when this person is so strong. Who here has not seen a jiu-jitsu video where this guy or lady gets down there and breaks baseball bats? Nowadays they're gonna turn it up. Nowadays they turn it up where a lady will get 3 baseball bats and a towel and she breaks baseball bats and you're like, so impressive. But that's the strength and the energies people are coming with, right? So understand that even though your leg is strong, your leg may break if you withstand that. Who is that on? Whose responsibility is that laid upon? This person, the person being submitted, right? Because he shouldn't sit there and go, you can't break it, break it. Well, if he breaks it, you asked him to break it. You didn't tap, so you said keep going. Now, if TK's trying to get out, go ahead, TK. He clears the foot, he clears the knee, he comes forward, and he gets his leg out. However he does it, right? Big window for us to learn, hey, I should tap or I can withstand this pain and get out. Next one is gonna be your toe hold. So we're gonna have, CJ, lift your legs up. TK, walk up here. Put that leg on your thigh, no. Bend down on this knee. Boom. That's gonna be the toe hold. Toe hold has this much room. And this is all relative, right? A little less room for window opportunity. What happens in a toe hold? TK reaches over pinky to pinky, pinky hand to pinky toe. Then he reaches over like a Kimura grip. Over. There you go. And then what he's gonna do is he's gonna rotate his upper body towards me, turning CJ, and then putting that foot to CJ's butt, taking all his leverage away from that leg. Once you bend it like this, you can't extend to get away. And then TK turns it into his butt, keeps turning, pressure, boom. There's opportunity for him to say, oh crap, I can't get out of this, right? So, and that stretches this. This is where you're gonna feel that damage. You can feel that damage in certain ankle locks, straight ankles, depending on where they place it. Less window. Next is gonna be the knee bars. TK, lay down. CJ, go ahead and get to a knee bar position. Knee bar is this. Think of an arm bar, but for your knee. The joint that we're attacking is the knee. In front of CJ's hips, CJ's trapped the leg straight, and all CJ needs to do at this point, similar to the ankle.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a good pop. This is why we
there's no
demonstrate
pressure.
this. See? No pressure in his knee pops, right? That's probably a good pop, whatever. Good pop, bad pop, all right? We'll find out when he goes to stand up. He puts his hips, if CJ puts his hips forward.
I'm not, because
he's not. If CJ puts his hips forward, guess what happens? It's gonna hurt just before there's damage. So ankle, toe hold, knee bar, right? Because if he spazzes and goes straight into it, it's gonna be bad, right? Just like your arm bar. He goes into it's gonna be bad. All right, go ahead and unlock there. And let's set up this last one, which is the heel hook. Guys, if you've never been taught the heel hook and instructed to do the heel hook, learn how to escape a heel hook and have it taught to your training partner, if it's okay to do heel hooks, to establish some ground rules like, hey, I don't know them, don't cripple me. Or I would like to practice these, I'm not gonna finish them, I'll just catch it and hold it and maybe let go. The other guy or lady that you start to train with, you don't know. They may be visiting from out of town, and we're not gonna talk negatively about our visitors. We love them. We don't even charge them to train with us. We love to have visitors coming out of town. but you don't know where they're coming from, and you don't know what they train like. So speak to them, get to know them. What do you guys do at your gym? Do you do leg locks? I don't know them. Please stay away from my legs. Or if you catch one, I'd like to learn them, but don't submit me with them. I will tap. Right? No ego in that. Okay? Heel hook. CJ's got a lock around his upper leg, his knee line, TK's knee. Anytime TK or the person being attacked's knee is up between this knee line, CJ can pinch, lock that foot, right? Go ahead and let go of that foot for a second, CJ. Now, I want you to just hip forward if you can. Keep going, hip forward as hard as you can. See, now look, you watch TK's foot went from back here to here, right? When CJ hips forward, go ahead and hip forward from there. TK's foot is gonna, and leg is gonna pop his foot up like this. So there's a few degrees that changes in the foot. When CJ wraps his arm around that and grabs that heel, he's already reaching. Knee is twisted. Hip forward pressure breaks the ligaments. There's ligaments running between these two here. Bends like this. When it gets twisted and you apply pressure, those ligaments pop. It's not the raking it across the chest that really gets it. It will damage the knee, but it's really the hip pressure forward that causes TK to feel that instant, or you can hear it, or you can feel it. Sometimes it pops and it doesn't even hurt. Sometimes it pops and they scream and they're in such agony. Either way you go, you get to this position in the training room, hold it, and wait. If he feels it, if CJ feels like TK doesn't understand what he's doing and he starts turning into it like that, CJ's gonna let it go. I would let it go and just hold that right there and let him keep going, because that's not gonna hurt him. But he realizes, oh, okay. If CJ said nope and TK said, I'm out, he's gonna destroy his own knee, okay? Understand, talk. When you get to this point, if you're learning, you truly want to learn heel hooks, TK should go like this, put his hand on him, say tap, hold it, say, hey, hold it. I want to try to work out. Which way should I go? Or, and then they can have a conversation and work out. Okay? Zero room. Zero. Is there? Maybe, depending on how flexible your knees are, but let's just say zero. Let's be safe for everybody's sake, right? This one. So, thank you, gentlemen, for that. CJ, if you'll stay with me. Today, we're going to go over the knee bar. So, many ways to get to a knee bar, and we remember ankles, toes, knee bars, heel hooks. So this knee bar, you need to be controlled with the knee bar, okay? The problem with the knee bar, this is a strong muscle group. They're gonna try not to let you get it. The resistance is gonna be way more than this, right? Okay, legs always stronger. So when I'm in, and I'm coming in for a knee bar, we understand that until I extend it, I'm fighting his muscles, right? Look, yeah, look at that, I'm fighting muscles. I'm fighting muscles, fighting muscles, fighting muscles. I'm still fighting muscles. Go ahead and relax a little bit. My muscles, 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 tell me when it stops being muscles. Right there. So, when we do a knee bar, just like if you do an arm bar, if I'm doing the arm bar, I don't need to take it to the extent, right? I get it isolated, I get it controlled, and then I can go for the finish in my time frame. If you train with control and technique, you don't have to rush. You can always do things faster, but you can do it if you want to do it. And then the other thing is you don't have to go hard and you don't have to hurt your training partner, right? You're gonna have a lot of this stuff, protecting the leg, and that's fine. You start attacking until the thing you want presents itself. When I'm doing a traditional, I'm gonna call this traditional knee bar, which means my body is gonna be facing his foot, my head's facing his foot, and I've got, here's the control that you wanna have. I want to have my arm around his Achilles. I'm gonna put my hand right here. You might have to turn on your side. I feel like this is stretching your knee a little. There you go. And I do like a rear naked choke grip. And I'm here. You don't have to cross your ankles. You can simply put them back here, but if you feel like you want to protect your feet in case they're trying to go after your feet, that's fine. You can hide them and protect them. I keep this close to me, here. This keeps it nice and tight. If he tries to push my arms off with his foot, he can push the one off, but he can't push the other one off, right? And I can come back. And when I do this, I have to understand. Go ahead and bend your knee for a little bit. If I'm here, I can extend and stop. I can extend and stop. I can extend and just go nice and slow. Very small increments, right? Because if I get here, and let's say he thinks he's got it defended, right? And I come in and I go for a pseudo toe hold and he pulls his foot and I just go, blam! How's his knee gonna feel? It's not gonna be good, right? Who in here has got a knee to spare that they just don't really care about? Okay.
Definitely not TK. The way I think it's about.
Yeah, none of us. If somebody comes in and goes, hey coach, I don't care if you go really hard, I'll just let you rip it. Right. Here, locked in, nice and tight. I'm here. He can fight, defend it, that's fine. I've still got it. If he gets out of it, boom, and he gets his leg, guess what? This is my opportunity to learn how to get it back. Come back in. Maybe finish. The correct positioning is my hips in front of his knee. So my belly button, pubic bone right here should be on his kneecap. Guys, if you're turned here and you go for this, you're gonna explode the lateral ligaments of the knee. It will still damage them. Is it gonna be painful? Will they have time to submit or tap that window? Who knows? Do you wanna be the person that just grabs something and cranks it? Or do you wanna be the person that has good technique? Because guess what? When he turns like this, I don't go for the knee bar anymore. Guess what I do? I start turning this into something else. I can do a straight angle on the outside. I can do a heel hook. I could just hold it. I could maybe try for a toe hold of some sort. Crazy backwards toe holds. All different kinds of things, right? Don't be so caught up going for that submission, especially on legs, that you don't know when to let go. A person's ability to walk, in my mind, way more impact on their life than if you hurt their wrist or elbow or even shoulder, right? Some people have jobs where they can still go to work if they have a hurt arm or shoulder. Very few of us have a job where we can go do it if we're in a wheelchair, okay? And I don't say this to scare you, I just say this so that you're aware and that you take these kinds of submissions with a seriousness, right? We like to joke and have fun, it's always welcome. Sometimes we need to put the joking aside and be very serious about this, right? So when we get with our partners, here's what I want you guys to do, okay? Then we'll go into some escape and we'll go into some setups for knee bars and some different knee bars that you will experience. What you're gonna do is your partner's gonna, right? We're just gonna get a knee bar, okay? Now, you're gonna get here, you're gonna step over, all right? You're gonna come to your side and they're gonna come up on their side. You're gonna hook and get your grip. You're gonna either cross your ankles or not, and then you're gonna let them bend their leg a little bit. And then I want you to slowly start to straighten that knee out by hipping forward. Training partners, do not wait till it hurts. Wait, if your leg starts to get here, not totally extended, but here, go ahead and then start to tap and then slow that down. The other one that CJ did a while ago is you can tuck it behind here.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
If you need to do this in a self-defense scenario, you messed up a long time ago. Because my most vulnerable porthole is straight right exposed to him. And why I would do this, I don't know. He can still stab me, shoot me. He can do whatever he wants to. This is not a self-defense thing, guys. This is a sport jiu-jitsu thing that you can do to people. And if you do this, There is really no room. This thing's super extended. I don't have to hit forward.
You're gonna break this stuff.
Yeah, all I have to do is just look up, and it gets worse. So my hips aren't even activating. Here, much better, right? If you want to tuck that arm behind, just to get to that position and show them so they can feel it, I encourage you to do that. But don't do it in a training sense where you're trying to see if it works. Just get there. Put your arm around that, sit there and go, hey, does this feel like it's tight on your knee? And you'll get the feedback I think you're looking for. All right, any questions? On three, let's give it a party, give it a shot. 1, 2, 3.
Huh? Oh, you
How we doing? All right, how are you? Good. Good. Where'd you go first?
Everybody's got something. So.
I'm cool with it.
So you're gonna bring it over. So you got the elbow deep. Now take this one and just put like you're doing a rear naked choke. Wrap that hand around it and you'll grab it like that. Now this is just like bring your front over the toes. Perfect. That's it. So see, I don't have much in here, and then all you gotta do with this is just bring it in like a rear naked choke. Just bring your elbows together. So he's sitting out. Get my foot back out. Right. And for this, all you would start to do is bend it a little bit. Go ahead and just start.
Okay, yeah. So you gotta be like
You like that?
There's really
I feel like it's gonna be a difficult
I feel like even if
for me to get your.
You know what I mean?
get back.
Do that first.
pull you down, right? Get the leverage on it.
Oh, yeah, so you drop down, further plug over, until you're literally facing that way. And you come onto this side, so you walk up, you got
Forearm under the heel. And we're stand nice and tight. We need to have our crotch immediately up this right.
So I want you to let go. Same thing with
Trying to defend. And so we're going to start shooting our leg, our right arm, our leg straight down, extend our legs, way out to the spring, and bring our back down.
Trying to figure out how to get there.
full rotation.
So, whenever a person finally hears, like I said, that command,
Yeah.
try to pull out
Yeah, so, head, on the entry, just come this way.
Give me 1 second, let me demonstrate here with him, and then I'll be right here with you.
I drop the head.
Yeah. So I do this. I'm right here. And I'm here. So the one here, here, come in tight, go ahead and bend your elbows. Now, you just want this and that's the extent of what I do. That's how I do it. That's like in the heel, I think bring it to about, I don't know, 10 degrees. And then take it. You've never seen people put it on. I'll get to where you can't grab, and I'll start going slow and adjust it. Gives you time. All right, let me hit these guys real quick.
Maybe with the knees.
Well,
That's fine.
that you're like,
You just try and crank it.
yeah. So, but once you get it extended,
You're gonna
that's
put
when it's like,
your left knee.
I've aimed my whole game at never getting my legs taken. Because when I get down, I'm always scared.
That one, your other left knee. There you go. I'm a little dyslexic. Now take your left, your truly left leg, and throw it all the way over. Like, yep, all the way over, all the way over. Now you're gonna scoot back to your hips are above his knee. When you can see it, that's when you're. All right.
Yeah. When I move my head.
Fall to your side, not your chest. When you're,
so we're
he's
in
gonna fall
here,
on his side, it's gonna haul.
and when
You're gonna need to scoot down a little more.
when I come over,
past your hips. So come,
Yeah, well, what
really got to
Become
focus
close.
on getting,
become the closest you've ever been.
crotch
You
being,
gotta be deep.
yeah,
You can
crotch
get this leg out too.
being-
I don't need it tucked under.
because that's where it all,
Keep going.
where all the action happens.
We gotta be right here. Left arm is gonna go like this, scoop behind it. You're gonna rear naked choke grip, but you're gonna bring, let me see your, like this.
And as soon as I
Just like that. Bring it in. You're gonna hold it. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to bend your leg a little bit. You want to grab. Let him bend it. Hold it tight.
You've done it a couple times. If someone,
Now I want
if
you to
someone walks
go
like this,
slowly, start straightening it out. Tap before it gets completely.
would you go to undo it?
Tap him before it gets completely extended.
that'd be your. Okay.
Good. Try it again. One more time.
it's hard for me to take my back.
Yeah.
I feel like the hook, but you let it go.
Grab my collar, grab behind my neck.
So she
palm
had,
back
she
my
had,
neck.
look at how huge that lever she was.
Hips out, hips out.
For shoulder leg,
There you go.
I had to, this handle here, this handle here, this collarbone alone. As soon as I get that grip, boom, we're here. If I can adjust later, I will, but I'm here instead of being somewhere where I can slip. This is a handle.
Oh yeah. No, once I got it. Yeah.
It's locked in her pocket.
Yeah.
Feel here. She just hit. Right.
The closer you can get it, like, oh my body is tightened.
You know what I mean? So
easier it is.
set this up.
Rear naked choke.
What was the So
There you go.
get there. Go ahead and come down. Now the one that's on the bottom, the one you're gonna scoop behind his head.
Put as much force that way as you can. I just want to see what it feels
So
like.
you might need to scoot down a little bit because you want this. So the closer you are to the knee, the less leverage power you have. The farther away, the more leverage power you have.
And I'm like you, I'm
It's like, if I try to do it, if I try to do it here,
When you get it extended,
yeah, right here.
that's like okay.
I just have rugby injuries on rugby injuries, so it's like these things are already floating.
Wrap
Where
around.
I am to the knee with this.
I've been
Yes. It's gonna be, it's no. It's bad. Yeah, so grab that, and then I want you to take this outside hand like this, put it over his toes. And then go underneath your feet. So, grab the toes, grab this, put your head next to it. Now, bring that bottom leg, you want that bottom of your left leg all right? Go ahead and put your grip back. And touch it tight. That's how he's gonna get out, right? So now, go ahead and hold tight, Marty, don't underbreathe it, and just start to slowly increase the tension. Your tension, straight. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You feel like that is, yeah, the leverage is there. Now, if I try to do that here,
He said tap before I got fully extended, so.
this is a little back. If I here, right,
You know how much you can take. I mean, I will show you how much you can take. This is what you can take. After it gets past this, it's a problem. Yeah.
Like Coach Eric said, control.
Gotta walk.
Yeah.
It was,
I don't know
Wow.
if you're right handed.
yeah, it's just extending your back and go forward.
Do what I did.
okay.
Then once you want to grab, you want to grab
Got
high.
it, you know, he's
Right here.
I got it, like spin around.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Now mind you, this is also very basic Kneebah setup.
You used to do one of the, you wanted the knee. When you have, I would be as far as that was on anybody. If I can get on this one.
Anybody, the knee has to be in front. So take into account the training partner. So here's the difficulty with a person with shorter legs.
Crotch above his knee.
You gotta get closer. You basically have to sit on her hip. Sit on her hip. So here's the too low. So scoop her leg, just to start. Just really, you just scoop this leg down here to start, right? Now scoot your hips to her. You gotta sit in her lap. Yeah. You gotta keep going. So you're actually sitting on
Generalized, we can walk into
Boom.
grips.
Now
and
here's the
stuff,
reason why.
But the
Right
actual
shoulder side. If you give space, go ahead and scoot up a little bit, scoot back up a little bit where you were a second ago. If you do that, and she's wily, she can get her foot free, she can come and take it back. And she can start coming back. So you need to be butt close to her, you need to be in contact. Make contact, because now, when you make that contact, there's no space for her to reach up and start climbing. She's kind of like stuck, because your hips are leveraged between you two. Now, get your grip. Yeah. Scoop, bottom arm scoops the ankle, so bring it there. Other hand comes across, grab the toes. Thumb in, thumb over it. Nice. That makes a difference because that foot's going to start turning when they start trying to get away. So you're here. Go ahead and let her bend it, son. Go ahead and keep your chest on it. And you're just simply just going to stir.
Yeah, that was way.
Yep. Yep. Remember guys, when you're drilling this, tap the training partner, don't tap the mat. They may not hear it, especially when their head is all the way over here and you're all the way over there. They may not get it. You guys good? You good? it's always good to try them on people, especially if they're difficult to try it on, because guess what? That's going to make your technique sharper. But always getting it nice and slow, and just going nice and slow. You never want to go super fast with these knee bars. Now, let's circle back up. Let's talk about entries into knee bars and different kinds. Guys, anytime you're doing a submission, doesn't matter if it's a knee bar, arm bar, all these different ones, when you're doing a submission where your body weight and gravity are what create the submission, then you have to be careful, right? Because if I'm putting a large amount of my body weight on a joint and gravity's pulling me, I don't have to use as much musculature or strength. I should relax and let the body weight sink in, right? Okay? So when I'm here with CJ, and maybe I'm down here trying to get this pass, here, watch my calves. One hooks the leg, the other hooks the hip. So he can't move them to get away, because he needs to move them to get away. So if I lock his hips in, and it seems weird when you do this, cross your calf muscles behind his calf muscle. Then I let my knees extend backwards, slide as my hips come forward. You have to do this very slow. Because how do you think his knee would feel if I came in and I just went, right? Notice this very specific amount of space between his knee and the floor. How much space is there? Right here. All of that. I can make that all disappear with the drop of my hips and the explosion of my hips. Now watch. How much of that space goes away when he taps? So guys, there's an opportunity there to really mess somebody up, okay? It's there. So, nice and easy, right? Do we have to go super fast if we have good technique and good control? If they escape it, is that condemnation on our technique or just an opportunity where we need to have better control? Just have better control, okay. I know what I messed up that time. I need to do better, right? Another variation of this is we're here. Now my hip is here and I'm stepping back, hipping forward. This one will give you the thought that you may have to do more hip pressure and go harder to get it. You really don't, okay? Because like I said again, if we have good control, it's hard for his hips to go anywhere. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this one's sneaky. So if you're there and you feel somebody extending your knee and your first instinct is to get it away and you can't move it, tap, tap, thanks. Now I know I can't keep my leg down there anymore. I need to do better. You know what I mean? That's all that means. It doesn't mean like, oh man, they're beating me up, blah, blah, this, blah, I don't know, it's terrible, I'm such a terrible individual. No, you're gonna get to walk home and think about how not to get into that. You know what I mean? So, a couple of the knee bars. One that I like to use here is this one. So I'm in half guard. I sit up, I take his hand, I push it, he gets on his side. I push his hand down, I back step, and collect everything up. This feel, to look at this, you can take your back. Not if I have his leg and I'm sitting on his stomach. You can't take my back. If I were here and doing this, yeah, he's taking my back. What I've got here, sorry about that, CJ. You good? He's defending, I bring everything to me. I fall down, I isolate what I want, push away what I don't. Don't do this. Don't think you're slick by tucking that, because that's how he gets out. Grab it, hold it, and finish off, right? So, let's get together on three, get with our partners. Let's do that over-under one, nice and slow. The one on the side. Nice and slow, and then when we come back, we'll talk about how to get out of V-bars, okay? Real quick, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good one. I don't know about that.
This one's the one I wanted to try.
Okay. It happens. Join the club.
It feels wrong that you feel like it's giving you the train. Yeah. Because when you put that arm under, you're like, I'm just going to use this leg. Yep, so prematurely cross your calves.
So your left arm is to shoot underneath his leg, and then underneath the rest of his leg. So now I'm going to drop my hands forward, extending his leg downwards. I'm above his knee, shake my hip straight down.
Come in, same thing. You're going to have to ball to
I'm going to the floor. I'm never going to drag that beam.
looking leg.
I think you're just in his ankles need to be bugged down.
He said you follow Corey on YouTube. You're to my belly, right? And this one.
I used to have a bunch of Western. I want to share
When your legs on that, that's
A lot of times I'll just keep the pressure on.
It's like the inside of your hips where they drop needs to be there. Yeah, I could like arch it.
Want to be above his knee, just like
And then I'll do that one, and then I'll do
we need to still the next one. And so from here, we're going to our right hand.
just deal with
That's a sensation where you know, oh crap. Some people feel that, oh crap.
kind of he did something. He like caught that.
True. You get out. Pressure on your knee.
yeah.
Then you talk about tension on the knee. The tension is on the knee. You start twisting. So they just start wigging out, and I just step over and I take the upside down.
Two variations.
Yeah, because
Well, that was the sideways.
and it's weird because it gives the person being attacked this sense of like I can get away from this.
And you angle over your
You're gonna take this hand and go under that leg, put your ear on his belly button. And that
Up here.
the belly button. Okay. This one under his thigh. Now you're gonna slowly start to work your knees back, keeping your legs crossed.
Oh, half front.
Just start sliding them back as you let your hips go down. Okay? And then the other one is you do the same, except you turn on your hip and hook it with the leg. Same side. So this one goes down. That way
This is where we do the entire. Yeah.
Make sure you sit on it. Sit on it. Make him feel grab the beat.
Oh, we were trying to do the. Yeah, where he sat.
So the bottom one was it.
And so we're going to take that same side hand and pin it
So you got both of them.
on its opposite
Now
side.
go ahead and
Same
start.
side,
You
grab
got
the rest
rock
of it.
in, so you straighten it out.
But you're going to use this hand because now you can spin. And so whenever you spin, you're going to use this.
Don't let the bend make you guys think that you have to go 100%. Slowly take the bend away, and then you can still go kind of over an E-bar one.
Okay, so this just keeps coming to right here.
So you're gonna put your ear on his belly button. Look the other way. So whatever, you're gonna take your right arm and go under the
Collar
thigh,
above the knee.
under it, like over top.
Mid legs, hips down.
Yeah, and hook it. You're gonna take your left hand, your left hand and go under that leg. Now look good to your right.
Heels up.
There you go. So it's under that hips. Now, TK. They already pinned. Okay. So basically, they already took the pressure. Turn them down. Lateral. There you go. Yeah. So now like that.
But you need to be a little bit lower.
And it's actually your calf.
Yep.
Yes. It is feels it is super weird. That feels super odd to be doing.
But you still have to have the shoulder, the legs.
Oh, I feel like a mermaid. This is like, you know what I'm saying? Most deadly mermaid. That's okay. I'm like, but it.
I got home one night, I'm like, oh my God, how is this? TJ?
How many and a half ago just said, get the leverage away from your own butt, that you be powerful levers that you can stand that, and show this guy out, and he gets rock guard, like that eyebrow thing. And just felt it, and you know that it is.
Okay, just do it. Hey, for this one, was it the lower the knee or above the knee?
Well,
You start feeling
your
that.
hips,
Yeah.
it's just above. You're kind of pushing into it where you do
Top of the knee, you'll feel it. You'll start to feel like a little sensation back here. You just have it because that's the warning sign.
Yep, you always gotta keep that leg on the
And then
shoulder.
slide your back, your ankle back.
You're a master at putting heels to your butt, hips down.
Extend your legs out, heels to your butt, hips down to the floor. That one right there.
It's rough, guys. There's Bernardo Faria, I think, won world championships with that. He's very good at the over-under pressure pass, which is one of the people I've gathered a lot of my pressure pass stuff from is him. But he has won world champions off of like back-to-back knee bars from that. Of course, they're at the world champ level, so when he does it, he's not going with the concern that we are. He's going with, I see the goal, coach. Wow. 2 more DVD series on BJJ Fanatics right there. But at that level, guys, listen, if you guys enter a competition, I'm not trying to discourage you from competition. And the one at Phil's that's going on this Saturday is a great one to start out with. If you've never done a competition, do the one at Phil's. Because it's local, the refs are gonna be fair and impartial, lots of people show up, it's a good way to network and get to know people, and it's a small setting. If you're nervous or you have stage fright, that's understandable. That's part of the excitement of going and competing. But when you go to some of these larger tournaments that go from town to town, they'll tend to drag their people with them, and they will have their people enter that competition every town they go. And sometimes, I'm not saying they're no good, dirty, cheating, rotten scoundrels, but sometimes there's some questionable calls get made that are pretty obvious. And you go, and then you watch the guy who got the call get into the van with the same guy and call him uncle. So, you know, it's kind of weird. So anyways, you don't get that at Phil's. All right, so that's a good one to do. In these higher tournaments and stuff though, when you go in, you have to go in with a mindset. You're there to win, they're there to win. So don't give anybody anything, right? And even in that scenario, if something feels like you can't get away, fight hard, fight to get out, but don't let yourself get devastatingly injured where you can't walk anymore, right? It's just a gold medal, it's just this, that, and the other thing, it's an opportunity to learn. But if you're in a position that's uncomfortable, man, fight through that. You're out there competing, you're there to go against somebody, right? But in those tournaments, sometimes, man, those guys, they go 100%, because they're trying to win, you're trying to win, all right? So in competition and in a fight, wide open rule set, right? If you're, as far as strength and going and energy, right? So come here, CJ. So when it comes to these knee bars, first thing to do is not get there, right? So don't leave your leg out there and allow for this to happen. When I got him in that over-under knee bar, what's his back looking like? It's flat. So if he's not on his back, flat, I can't get that knee bar, right? I would have to put him back on his back to get that knee bar. So be aware of that. When we talked about the one where I do the back step and I end up here, and I come here, the way to get out of the knee bar, guys, if CJ takes his foot and scoops his leg and lifts it, knee bar's over. Knee bar's done. Even if CJ just lifts it, scoop it, and hold it there. Knee bar's over. Knee bar is done. There is no knee bar here. Right? Sometimes guys will take their hand and put it on their own knee. Here, go ahead and let go. And use that forearm as a stopgap or as a barrier to slow down the knee bar, right? That's a little dangerous. They'll even put it on their shin. It's a little dangerous because guess what that means for me? I gotta go harder. So it may stall it, right? So he puts his hand down on his shin. I'm here, I'm pressing this forearm, I'm going harder, but then he can lift the leg. And then now, yeah, he gets out. Okay, well, yeah, that's cool. But if all he does is simply throw his hand on his knee, and then there's not, this is not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when, right? When is his arm gonna give out? When is the knee gonna go ahead and blow out the back there? That's not something that you wanna play around with, right? Anytime you're using something to stall them, you need to be actively working on a way to get out. Don't just let that sit there and you just kind of look at them and you're waiting, because that's not gonna help you, right? That just gives you some extra time. Definitely getting that leg up so that you can escape. All right, so we're getting our partners, we're getting that knee bar position, and we're gonna work on scooping the leg, lifting it up, and then have your partner try to finish the knee bar. All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, here. Oh, you didn't hear it?
No.
Yeah.
Bye, Mark.
No, but I have it on my phone. Yeah.
I think I did it backwards.
Get scoop it. Scoop it. Scoop it out. Sometimes because we try to pull your knee out. That's what
Kind of.
sometimes
Yeah.
you can try that.
I know.
Once I get to all
And then the same thing on that leg, you say, not the game cost my stars.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just a battle. It's a battle. It's always a battle. Also try putting your hand on your shin. So you want this fine. So
That one was where I had to go.
and just grab your shin like that. So try to keep your arm there so that she can't do that. Straighten your arm out now. Go ahead and pull it out. Is it stalling it out some? If you had to work much harder and you had more time, but it's still, it's still at the end of the day. She's in that spot. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So literally, that's only just buying him time. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, there's just buying time and throwing that in there, but that's still. No, that's still, remember, if you're not getting that put in. Now, some people, you can't count on this, some people will stop and try to adjust, and when they do that, it gives you a break.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant, like.
But you can't count on that. Because people will stay tense and adjust with the tension and never give you a break. Oh, wait, your hand's stuck. What you need to do is, one thing you can do that I didn't go over is this. You can try to scoot your knee past their hips up towards their stomach. Takes the leverage off. Then their hips are up here. Yeah, go ahead. So go ahead. If you can shoot your knee past her hip, now we're back to around the calf for the lever and we can't use that. Now, that may work, but go back. Now go ahead, tap it, grab that lock like we like to, all around the toes. Like this. Grab those toes and tuck it next to your neck. You're gonna get choke it tight. Put your head in there tight. Now slide your foot forward. So if they're not grabbing those toes, you have an opportunity to shoot that leg in. Maybe you can start working your way through. That's the control. The other way is to pull your leg out. Think about an arm bar you've been in, where you've been here. You try to pull that arm out, what happens? It gets hyperextended. I will try not to pull my knee out of the knee bar, especially if they have locked in tight. Especially if their foot's like over their shoulder, you're not pulling that out.
Unless it's below their hips.
If it's past their hips, then they can squeeze you all they want. They're just squeezing and putting their hips on your shin. And now you're just like, nice. Yeah, you can start to come up. But imagine this. If you can't push that knee forward because she has a good grip on your toes, you definitely not pulling that foot out. Right? Because that's the easier way to go. This was the more difficult way. Because you got heel and foot that has to pass her shoulder, her chest, her hands. You can't go that way, you can't go this way. Alright? Alright guys, on 3, let's stand up out of the roll. 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, these classes with the legs, they go a little longer, but I think they're very, very important and they're worth it because the more we do this, the better off you guys will be in seeing, noticing, and being able to recognize danger spots, the mechanics of the arm, the knees, the ankles, the toes, the heels, and that you'll have a better wherewithal in how to navigate these situations. Keep together.